Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Classified Captures. Steve here, and today I've got a collection of clips ranging from mosquitoes taking over a town to trees levitating in unnatural ways that will leave you questioning reality as we know it. Ready? Well, let's jump right in. Wondering what you're looking at? Well, wonder no more. Late one night, a curious explorer was taking a stroll when he noticed something strange in the sky. From a distance, he saw what appeared to be a light descending from the sky. As they got closer, he realized that there was not one, but two crafts glowing in the night sky. As the explorer looked on in awe, he noticed that the crafts were round, shaped with small round orbs beneath them. The crafts moved slowly toward the ground until they eventually disappeared behind some trees. Now, what do you think that could have been? A UFO or something else entirely? Please share your thoughts in the comment section. Have you ever experienced a situation where someone claims that they saw you in a place at a time when you were in a very different place somewhere else? Recently, a woman shared a bizarre experience on YouTube. Take a look. She received a video from the police one morning that showed her crawling around a car strangely and inhumanely, almost as if she were possessed. The footage was from her neighbor's security camera. What makes this story creepier is that the woman in the video was her, but she's absolutely certain that she was at home sleeping at the time and has no recollection of being outside. Some people suggested that she could have been sleepwalking, while others mentioned the possibility of the woman being on Ambien, a medication known to cause strange behavior. However, the woman did not mention that she was on any medication. Another theory that people have suggested is that the woman in the clip could be a shapeshifter. Shapeshifters are creatures that can transform into different shapes or forms, and some people believe that they exist in our world. One commenter even suggested that either possessed people or shapeshifters don't need to eat you to look like you, like a skinwalker supposedly does. If this is to be believed, it means there's a being going around her city or township, shape-shifting into her and probably other individuals and doing weird stuff. It's definitely bizarre and hard to explain. What do you make of it, though? Yup, a dragon. Someone actually posted this online as a clip of a real and genuine dragon. Naturally, this has thousands of individuals talking and debating its authenticity, and it's not very surprising. In various cultures, dragons are mythical creatures that are often depicted as large, majestic beings with wings and a serpent-like body. They're believed to have lived on Earth in ancient times. While this has some features similar to the legendary dragon, it has no wings or legs and is slithering up a rock. It's also got a pretty big head with thorns to match. Although it's large, it's not nearly as ginormous as a mythical dragon is expected to be. Naturally, the clip started a debate, with some believing it was real and many more believing it was nothing but CGI work from a movie. Simply put, that creature is not real. While I love dragons, I must say that this clip does have some red flags. I mean, I doubt a real dragon will have let you get that close enough to film it. The clip doesn't appear to be shot by drone or Trailcam either, which makes me doubt its authenticity. Nonetheless, everyone is intrigued by the possibility of a real-life modern-day dragon. In fact, a part of me wishes we were wrong and this was the real deal. But hey, that's just me. Also, what do you think? Do you think this could be authentic, or do you side with the masses that this is just CGI?
آقا سود بارون ماهی سیویسو کی باور شکنه جفا ماهی شب تازه سیوی طرف کن
Looks like it's raining fish, literally. I mean, if this was a thing, there'd be no need for fishing. Just to make sure we're seeing the real thing, the man filming walks over and picks up a wiggling fish on the road. This is quite a sight to see. But how is this even possible? While some suggested a portal may be involved, whisking the fish from one realm to another, it's a captivating idea given the unusual nature of the event. But then there are the skeptics, quick to dismiss the spectacle as nothing more than a hoax concocted with CGI or AI, and yet others propose a more grounded explanation, that this is simply an instance of animal fall or fish rain caused by a waterspout. And indeed, that seems to be the most logical and potentially likely explanation. After doing some research, I discovered that when a waterspout forms, it can sweep up fish from bodies of water and deposit them elsewhere when it dissipates, creating the illusion of a fish rain. So, while the idea of portals and otherworldly phenomena may be tantalizing, sometimes the truth is a bit more down to earth. Have you had a chance to see the video of the mysterious object in the sky yet? According to reports, someone captured footage of a fascinatingly unique glowing object hovering in the night sky. The object has an unusual shape that's transparent and, if you ask me, mesmerizing. It's difficult to determine the exact size of the object, but it does appear to be large. Although the cameraman struggles to keep it in focus, the object does appear to be stationary for an extended period. We're not sure what this is supposed to mean, but if this is real, then there's the need to find answers. What do you think, though? Is this authentic? If it is, what do you think we could be dealing with? A hiker captured a video of a mysterious object while out on a walk. He does appear to be filming from a mountainous location with cloudy weather. Despite being cloudy, the silhouette of a large craft could be seen hovering over a mountain with some intricate structure on it. Anyone who sees this will scream, "Alien!" Unless, of course, they've seen the movie District 9. A large chunk of those who saw it called it a UFO, while others speculated it might be a military base. However, one person pointed out that the video had to be fake as this was a scene from the movie District 9. This led to a debate among internet users, with some stating it was the real deal, while others thought it was nothing more than just a hoax. Despite this controversy surrounding the video, it remains a mystery as to what the object was. What do you think? Do you believe that the video is authentic, or do you subscribe to the idea that it's a hoax? Only the Avatar, master of all four elements, could stop them, but when the world needed him most, he vanished. Well, don't mind me, it had to be done. Someone captured this strange situation in a flowing water body. As the water was rushing, there appeared a strange humanoid figure, but just as quickly as it appeared, it disappeared into the waters. Many people have been trying to come up with theories to explain what caused this strange occurrence. One of the most common suggestions is that there is a gateway in the waters that transported this being to another dimension or civilization. This idea has been fueled by discussions about possible portals around the world, and this occurrence could be seen as evidence of their existence. Some also think that this could have been a water elemental in human form. You know, those ancient mythical beings made entirely of water, often depicted in fantasy as powerful entities capable of controlling bodies of water and associated with the forces of the ocean, lakes, and rivers. However, some skeptics believe that the video has been digitally manipulated using CGI to create the appearance of a humanoid figure in the water. What do you think? Would you try this weird Oreo cookie? The cream in the Oreo looks to be pulsating or moving. Could this be a real-life Oreo creation or perhaps just a clever trick of CGI? It's tough to say for certain without more information. As for me, well, I'm all for trying new things, but I think I might pass on this particular cookie. The pulsating cream gives me a bit of pause, you see. But hey, for those brave souls willing to take the plunge, who knows? It might just be a deliciously bizarre treat after all. Now that I think about it, who knows? I might actually try it. While walking through the woods, someone allegedly came across this. It was a floating tank of some sort, but unlike the regular war tank, this one was smaller and flatter. But why is this thing floating? A commenter stated this. Some call it UFO, others call it drone. Indeed, both explanations offer intriguing possibilities. The thought of extraterrestrial visitors maneuvering among the trees ignites the imagination, conjuring images of otherworldly beings exploring our planet. At the same time, the idea of cutting-edge drone technology pushing the limits of what's achievable is equally captivating, highlighting the advancements humans have made in aerial innovation. So could it be UFO tech or a human-made drone? A part of me thinks neither. A part of me thinks it may be a prop that was set up for this clip in an attempt to gain 5 minutes of fame. But what do I know? Late one night, a group of brave men set out to explore an abandoned building. Armed with a camera, they hoped to capture some interesting footage of their adventure. As they approached the building, they noticed something strange on top of the roof. It was a pale creature with a pair of glowing eyes. They quickly assumed that it was a rake, which is not too surprising given the dangerous cryptid is known for its stealth. Despite feeling scared and apprehensive, the men decided to cautiously approach the building after the creature vanished. They slowly made their way towards it, remaining vigilant and ready to run at a moment's notice. When they reached the building, they saw that one of the windows was open. Curiosity got the better of them, and they decided to take a quick peek inside. To their relief, there didn't seem to be anything dangerous or threatening inside the building. However, they wisely decided not to enter as they knew that it was better to be safe than sorry. But just as they were about to leave, the creature suddenly reappeared on the roof, scaring them out of their wits. What do you make of this encounter? I know you sometimes don't like me giving my opinions on the subject, but either the team leader is overly dramatic or he needs to work on his acting because, well, his reactions just don't seem natural. But hey, what do I know? Cows are domesticated farm animals that are known for their large size and weight. They're generally not considered to be good climbers as they are not adapted to climbing trees or navigating rough terrain. However, in a surprising turn of events, footage has come to light of a cow that was caught between a tree branch. Naturally, all who saw it had questions. How did the cow end up in this precarious situation? One commenter gave a possible explanation, and that is that the incident occurred during a flood in Thailand. However, when you look at the surroundings, there's no visible evidence of water, making it unclear what happened. It's unclear how long the cow was stuck in the tree or how it was eventually rescued. But what do you think? Did this cow really try to jump over the moon and get stuck, or could there be a more logical explanation? Take a look at this footage that was mailed to us. It was captured by a doorbell camera and showed a mysterious object moving across the doorway. At first, it appeared to be some kind of shadow, but as it moved, it began to emit a bright glow which caught my attention. As you continue to watch the footage, you'll notice that the object seems to be moving slowly and deliberately, almost as if it were crawling along a surface. After closer inspection, I realized that it was a snail that had somehow made its way onto the camera lens and was slowly making its way across it. Either that or there's a giant snail out there and these people are not safe. Before you criticize me in the comments section, I'm joking, please. Or am I? Anyway, what do you think about the whole thing? I came across this rather interesting video. It shows a group of kids gathered around a boy who's holding a glowing orb. The orb has an unusual shade of blue around it. The children are laughing and talking excitedly, and it's clear that they're all fascinated by the object. However, as the footage progresses, it becomes apparent that the orb has a mind of its own. It seems to be trying to fly away from the boy's grasp, almost as if it's alive. Despite the boy's attempts to hold onto it, the orb slips from his fingers and shoots off into the sky. The children run after it, but it continues to fly until it disappears from view. It's unclear what happened to the orb after that. Now, the question is, what is that glowing orb? Was it some kind of toy, or could it be something else entirely, maybe even from another world? Hard to say due to limited footage, but share your thoughts with me in the comments section. An individual managed to capture a striking image of this massive, thick, glowing white ring in the sky. While some natural phenomena, such as weather patterns or atmospheric disturbances, can potentially create such spectacles, it's difficult to ignore the possibility of a portal situation. The ring appeared to be stationary in the sky without any visible motion or changes in shape. The edges of the ring were well defined and seemed to emit a bright white light. The center of the ring was slightly darker but still emitted a faint glow. This phenomena has left many people wondering about its origin and purpose. About a quarter of the team at Classified Captures think this might be some natural phenomenon. Another quarter think this might be a portal and remain sitting on the fence or thinking it's a hoax. What about you? What do you think? What do you see when you look at this? While not much information is available to us about the clip, it shows a fish with a human face on its head looking directly at the camera. The footage has left viewers wondering whether this is another case of CGI or a genuinely unique fish in the water. There have been several instances of fish with human-like faces that have gone viral on social media platforms. However, after investigating, it's discovered that some of these fishes are CGI generated, while others are actual unique creatures that dwell in the deepest parts of the ocean. It's fascinating to think about the wonders of the ocean and the vast array of creatures that exist beneath the surface. When we look at this, though, we're not exactly sure what we're dealing with. What do you think could be going on here? Tell us in the comments section. What do you think these creatures in the sky could be? No, well, go ahead and guess. Done? Did you by any chance guess mosquitoes? Yes, they are, in fact, mosquitoes. Residents of Kamchatka, Russia, were in for a surprise when they were forced to evacuate the streets and stay inside their homes with all the doors and windows locked due to a mosquito infestation that, much like a storm, had taken over the entire area. The sheer number of mosquitoes was astounding, making it impossible to even step out of the house without being covered in them. The swarm was so thick that it was hard to see anything beyond it, creating a hazy atmosphere that made it difficult to breathe. The last one was a bit of an exaggeration, but you get the idea. While dealing with a few mosquitoes is easy with a swat or a clap of your hand, this swarm was far beyond anyone's control. The residents had to stay indoors and wait for the situation to be resolved before they could venture out again. The authorities worked tirelessly to eliminate the swarm, but it took several days of fumigation and spraying before the area was safe again. I don't know, but it makes me want to add the location to the list of places I would want to visit. So what say you? In today's world, distinguishing between what's real and what's not has become increasingly challenging. I recently came across this fascinating footage that has got members of the paranormal community excited yet scared. In the clip, there is a massive pillar with huge tentacles wrapped around it. It's a sight to behold. However, before we start imagining the existence of colossal octopus monsters, it's worth considering the potential for digital manipulation. Thanks to the advancement in technology, it's gotten relatively easier to create realistic-looking creatures for your videos. This makes some members of our team think this might be nothing more than CGI. While there's a strong assertion, we can't really prove it, but you've seen it. What do you think? Is this merely a result of CGI, or is there something more at play? Please share your thoughts in the comments section. Alligators are dangerous creatures, yet some people don't seem cautious around them. Recently, a clip went viral showing a woman swimming underwater with an alligator floating right above her. Naturally, and fortunately, the alligator had its eyes above the water. What's truly astonishing is the woman's seemingly fearless demeanor as she swims right beneath the alligator, unfazed by its presence. And the reptile? Well, it appears rather indifferent, making no move to harm her, even as she boldly touches its belly. Now, one commenter suggests the alligators may not be as dangerous underwater as they are on land, but I'd err on the side of caution. Swimming alongside a flesh-eating predator like that, oh no thank you, count me out. What about you? Would you dare to take the plunge into those murky waters with a potentially deadly neighbor lurking nearby? While walking on the field, a farmer was taken aback by a strange sight and started recording. Some of the haystacks on the field suddenly flew off the ground and fell back down at random intervals. The farmer, puzzled by this bizarre behavior, tried to find a logical explanation for it. At first he thought it might be the wind, but when you look closely at the footage, you'll notice that there is no sign of wind blowing at all. Also, the bundles of hay that were flying off the ground were not necessarily the ones that were closest to each other, which made the situation even more peculiar. Some people speculated that it could be due to demon possession or ghost activity because there seems to be no logical explanation for the phenomenon. What do you think, though? Could this be an actual real-life capture of ghost activity, or could this man and his group of friends be playing a fast one on us? Please share your thoughts. Have you watched the movie Life? If so, you might recall the scene where they captured a gooey creature in space that later turned into a human-eating monster. Recently, footage has been circulating that is eerily similar. In the video, there's a plate on a table with a strange, thick, black, gooey substance. A hand holds a metal ring, and the liquid follows wherever the ring goes. It's unclear where this footage was taken or who recorded it, but this is something worth investigating. But wait, it gets even more intriguing. The hand tries to separate the goo with a credit card, but it effortlessly merges back together as if it has a mind of its own. Now, some people have drawn comparisons to the infamous symbiotic alien known as Venom, and you can see why the resemblance is uncanny. Others speculate that it could be graphene, a material known for its unique properties. One intriguing suggestion comes from a commenter who proposed that it might be a ferromagnetic fluid reacting to a magnet hidden beneath the table. This theory holds water, as ferromagnetic fluids are indeed capable of exhibiting fascinating behaviors when exposed to magnetic fields, such as following the movement of a magnet or rejoining when separated. As for us, we're no experts and can only speculate based on available evidence. Nonetheless, we'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think's going on here? Speaking of bizarre occurrences, someone allegedly captured this next clip at an unknown location. Enjoy. In the clip, we're introduced to this huge and strange object falling from the sky. The object is almost transparent, and there's people also gathering around to see it. The question on everyone's mind was, what is this? Some people mentioned that it was a weather balloon falling to the ground. Weather balloons are commonly used for atmospheric research and data collection, and it's not uncommon for them to be mistaken for unidentified objects when spotted from a distance. Another mentioned that this was a government project of deception, specifically the blue beam projection. While I can understand the weather balloon bit, I have questions about the blue beam projection. Of all the clips, why would the government share this, assuming we believe the blue beam projection theory? It doesn't add up, does it? Anyway, what do you personally think about the whole thing? One of our subscribers recently shared an intriguing image with us. The picture shows a mysterious creature that was spotted on the shores of a water body. Take a look. The creature in question has a rather peculiar head with two eyes, a slightly open mouth, and tiny razor-sharp teeth. Its physical characteristics differ significantly from those of regular fish, as it has two arms extended with four claws. The creature's appearance has puzzled many, leading to various speculations. Some people suggest that this creature could be a Nephilim, an angelic being mentioned in ancient texts. Others believe that it could be a baby mermaid, a mythical creature that has been the subject of folklore for centuries. And then there's the possibility of extraterrestrial origins, with some speculating that it could be an alien life form exploring our earthly waters. While this idea may seem far-fetched to some, the vastness of the universe and the mysteries it holds leaves room for such speculation and imagination. That big question now is, which of these is the most accurate? I guess we'll never know, unless of course it comes out that this was all an elaborate hoax to mislead the masses.
Shit, they got every year make and model on this bitch. Motherfucker done burnt out.
This footage was captured in San Francisco, where there had been a noticeable increase in thefts in the Bay Area recently. To ensure the safety of their possessions, people have been taking various measures to secure them, and this car owner has taken a rather innovative and extreme approach. The owner of this car has gone to great lengths to protect their vehicle by welding several security cameras onto it. The cameras are strategically placed all around the car to ensure complete coverage and to provide the owner with a 360-degree view of the surroundings. It's a whimsical approach, to be sure, but you can't deny the ingenuity behind it. With those cameras mounted all around, it's safe to say that anyone thinking of getting too close to this car will think twice, unless, of course, they had their whole body covered and they ripped the cameras off for some extra profit. It sounds funny, but I can see that happening.
Shit, they got every year make and model on this bitch. Motherfucker done burnt out. Shit, they got that remote on there.
This next footage is said to have been taken as far back as 1987 near a volcano. The clip was allegedly taken because of the strange creature you see in it. But what exactly is that creature? It looks like some sort of huge spider-like monster. Its lower body was made of many legs that looked like roots, but its upper body looked eerily human. You could see its head and shoulders. However, this creature moved in such an automated way it looked so out of place and unreal. Most of the members of the paranormal groups where it was shared called it fake. You've seen it for yourself. What do you think? An individual has recently captured a very peculiar and intriguing creature that bears a resemblance to a plant, though its classification is uncertain. The creature appears to have taken on the shape of a star, with multiple tentacles extending from its central body. These tentacles are unlike any seen before, as they've root-like structures attached to them. At one center of the creature, there's a small hole that appears to be used for the creature's feeding or breathing. We're not so sure. The creature takes turns sticking the root-like tentacles into this hole. What could this be? Is it feeding or what? Well, no one we know has the answers, and our paranormal communities are speechless, which doesn't happen very often. My hypothesis is that it's an unknown and undiscovered species, or a CGI creation meant to give the uploaders their 5 minutes of fame. But what do you think?
How you doing?
Not good.
What's going on?
Okay, Jeremiah, come out here.
According to a recent TikTok video posted by a user named Divine Pisces 444, she is convinced that a portal opened in front of her house for extraterrestrial beings. The user has shared multiple clips showing what she believes to be aliens visiting her home. Take a listen.
In 2021, and it's just been non-stop. 3 houses they arrived to. Ours was the first house, couple houses down, and then further down the road because we heard the doorbell ring. I don't have a doorbell. It was some type of signal they gave that they were there. You understand what I'm saying? This is my security camera, you guys, picking this shit up.
In the videos, she can be heard describing the strange and unexplainable occurrences happening in her house.
You watch my videos and you go, I don't see anything. Because you don't know what they look like. They have come in so many shapes, sizes, forms, colors. Actual creatures have come in my house. Some stood as short as 2 feet, some as tall as 9 feet.
Her voice sounds shaken, and the fear and anxiety are quite evident in her tone. The video has sparked a wave of discussion and speculation on social media, with many people sharing their theories about the possible existence of aliens. What do you think of her encounter? Share your thoughts and opinions in the comments section.
The people that was up on that ship, they were like doing something at that tree, and when they wanted to communicate with me, that whole front of that tree, it would turn into their face. And they would talk to me telepathically.
A woman came across this dead creature in a jar covered in a slimy substance. It appears to be an alien-like miniature being in a fetal position. The creature was so tiny and fit in the palm of the woman who found it. The creature was gray with huge eyes and an oddly shaped head, features that have long been associated with extraterrestrial beings. Why would someone go through the trouble of capturing such a creature and preserving it in a jar? Is it a genuine extraterrestrial being, or perhaps a cleverly crafted hoax designed to stir up intrigue? Many in the paranormal community believe it's a fake, but what say you?
Sue. Нет. Бургер. Хорошо, стоп. Мясо. Take a look at this man who appears to be over-friendly with a bear. He leans against the giant fur of the animal, and something is unsettling about the way he interacts with the bear. But that's not even the most concerning part. Watch as the man offers a burger to the bear, but the bear refuses to eat it. The man takes out the ingredients one by one, trying to entice the animal to eat. He shows the bear the patty, then the cheese, then the lettuce and tomato, but the bear still refused to eat. The man continues to pester the bear, urging it to eat. He tries to hand feed the animal, but it still won't eat. Finally, after much pestering, the bear gets up and walks away from the man. As you watch this scene, you can't help but wonder why the bear refused to eat. Could it be that the bear smelled something unhealthy and inedible from the food? It's concerning to think about what we're putting into our stomachs when we eat these things. Either that or the bear might be vegan and the burger just wasn't meeting the mark.
То неправильно. Давай. Ну.
Не хочет.
Не хочу. Нет.
Believe me when I say the next one is as disturbing as it is strange. That's definitely a strange-looking creature lying down on the table. It has this grotesque-looking face and body features that don't match any known creature on the planet. The question on everyone's mind is, what is this? Naturally, the comments section of the original post was buzzing with opinions and theories. One comment that caught our attention among the thousands under the post was this: if mermaids exist, this is more accurate description of what they would probably look like. It's an intriguing thought, isn't it? Perhaps this creature isn't an alien after all, but rather a fantastic creature of the sea, lurking in the depths beyond our understanding. Either that or we've got another hoax on our hands. This is certainly an intriguing sight to behold. This appears to be a blob-like structure with distinct human-like features such as eyes, nose, and mouth. Once it was uploaded, it started attracting a lot of attention. What's even more fascinating is that one of the eyes seems to be moving, making it look alive. Some believe that this could be a human-made creation, possibly an experiment using cutting-edge technology. Others speculate that it might be a natural and undiscovered creature. Additionally, there's a chance it could be digitally manipulated using today's advanced CGI technology. However, without more information, it's impossible to say for sure what this curious phenomenon could be. Before I ask for your thoughts, take a look at this comment underneath the original post. Now, tell me, what are your thoughts on this? Over the years, there have been numerous reports of unidentified flying objects and sightings of extraterrestrial life, which have warranted intense scrutiny. However, this alleged UFO sighting shared online by renowned Mexican journalist and ufologist Jaime Maussan has captured people's attention worldwide. The clip shows a bright light ascending into the night sky and then disappearing into the clouds. However, even after it disappears into the clouds, you can still see lights shining above them, which has left many people wondering what it could be. Jaime Maussan is well known for his work in the field of ufology, having investigated and reported on several UFO sightings and alien encounters. This sighting has only added to the intrigue and mystery surrounding the topic. While some folks hang on to Maussan's every word, others are quick to dismiss him as a fake, questioning the authenticity of his content. Well, as with many things in the realm of UFOs and aliens, it's a mixed bag of belief and skepticism. Without more concrete evidence, it's tough to say for sure what's really going on up there in the skies. What do you make of this, real or fake? In this next footage, someone shared security footage online. In the footage, there is a ghostly figure walking through a room and then disappearing in a thin air. It's a very eerie sight to behold. Just imagine seeing something like this on your own camera. A commenter on the video suggested that this might be a cloaking device, which is quite an unusual explanation. Typically, most people would assume that the figure in the footage is a ghost or some other paranormal entity. But a cloaking device? Oh, that's something. Given our recent advancements in technology, that's not too wild a thought, but what do you think? A potential ghost or a test run for a cloaking device? Share your thoughts.
Take a moment to examine this intriguing footage.
Oh, whoa. What is that?
It's like that Tic Tac from Rogan, bro.
What was that?
The thing that, like the UFO thing, like flying all over the place.
I mean, this looks like a UFO.
What we have here is a video of a strange craft that was captured in the night sky. This craft is quite unusual as it has 3 lights arranged in a triangular shape. It was seen simply floating in the air without any apparent propulsion or movement. But how did this craft get there? It all started with a glowing orb. The orb descended from the sky and remained stationary in the same spot. Then 2 more orbs appeared beneath it. This, my friends, is how the craft was formed. Could this be a UFO? It's certainly possible. The shape and behavior of the craft are unlike anything we've seen before. But then again, what do you think?
That thing they showed on
Oh, whoa. What is that?
It's like that Tic Tac from Rogan, bro.
What was that?
It's like the thing that, like the UFO thing, like flying all over the place.
I mean, this looks like a UFO.
No, but it's like, well, yeah, I guess.
As technology advances, scientists and tech experts are constantly pushing the limits of what is possible. They're always searching for new ways to innovate and create positive change. Recently, a group of scientists in Denmark came up with an exciting new idea, making glow-in-the-dark trees, also known as bioluminescent trees. The idea behind these trees is to replace traditional street lights with them. This would not only reduce the cost of maintaining faulty lights, but also help lower greenhouse gas emissions from the use of fossil fuels to power lights in the evenings. Bioluminescent trees could potentially make the world a more beautiful and magical place, transforming the nighttime landscape into a glowing wonderland. However, not everyone is pleased with this idea. Some are concerned that the genetic modification of these trees could have negative effects on the environment and human life. After all, we rely on plants for oxygen, and any changes made to their genetic structure could have unforeseen consequences. While bioluminescent trees could be a significant step forward in terms of sustainability and beauty, it's important to consider the potential risks and weigh them against the potential benefits. What do you think? Could this be a groundbreaking innovation or a potential threat to human life and the environment? Back on October the 15th, 1996, this alien body was allegedly retrieved and thoroughly examined. The footage is not very clear, so it's hard to see, but you can tell that the creature lying down is not human. It has a small, oddly shaped head and a small mouth. The eyes are closed, but one appears to be slightly open. Now, people may mention this was a legit alien sighting from one Dr. Jonathan Reed. So I did a little digging and found this. This footage was indeed from Dr. Jonathan Reed, who said the alien attacked his dog and shot his dog with a vaporizer. Reed said he took a tree branch and knocked the creature out, resulting in this footage we see. Initially, the media seized upon the story, but over time skepticism grew, and Reed's claims were ultimately debunked and dismissed as a hoax. Knowing what we know now and the possibility of extraterrestrial life out there, do you think it's a hoax or that it's real? With the advancement of technology, body modification techniques are also becoming more sophisticated. For those who have ever considered changing their eye color, it's now possible thanks to Flack Pro technique. Beatrice from Brazil underwent this procedure to change her eye color from a darker shade to a water green, and her results were remarkable. The Flack Pro procedure involves pigmentation of the cornea, which is a clear front surface of the eye. Skilled ophthalmologists perform the procedure by injecting a specialized pigment into the cornea stroma, the middle layer of the cornea. This pigment interacts with the existing iris color, resulting in a new hue. The procedure is performed with great care and precision, ensuring that the patient's eye health is not compromised. Beatrice underwent the procedure in Rome, Italy, where it was successfully performed. The change in eye color has been a popular trend in recent years, and as technology continues to advance, this trend is likely to continue. Would you try this? Recently, footage has emerged of a strange glowing object in the sky that kept changing shape. The object has left many people in awe and wonder, trying to determine what it might actually be. Do you see it? See how it transformed within a few seconds. Some have suggested that it could be a genuine UFO craft piloted by extraterrestrial visitors from beyond the stars. Others have speculated that it might be an actual entity of some kind existing beyond our comprehension. However, some believe that it's all just a clever hoax designed to deceive people. Looking at the clip, I can understand why many would think it's a hoax, but well, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the matter. What do you think is going on here? Here we have another object that was seen in the sky. It was an oddly shaped-looking craft, or whatever this is, that was rotating in one place in the sky. Could this be some type of new technology being tested out, a glimpse into the future of aerial innovation, or perhaps it's just a drone buzzing about in the skies above? While you think of answers to this, remember that this was captured in the sky from what appears to be the window of a plane. If this is real, it must have taken some effort to keep all passengers quiet. But don't let me make you think this might be a hoax. What are your thoughts? A subscriber reached out for assistance in identifying a strange creature that was captured in footage that they allegedly recorded. The footage showed the creature standing in someone's compound behind a railing, appearing to be an alien or goblin-like figure. The creature stood awkwardly facing the camera, but its features were difficult to discern due to the lighting conditions, as it was late in the evening. Suddenly, another creature appeared out of nowhere behind the first one and ran across the compound out of the camera's view. This caused the first creature to flee as well. Once we got the clip and info, we decided to analyze it to see if we could determine where and when it was shot. It didn't take too long for us to discover its origins, though. A team member saw a similar clip on one of the paranormal platforms, and that's when we discovered this was not real, but a cutscene from a video game called Abe's Odd World. Reports of UFO sightings frequently involve objects seen in the sky that leave people feeling uneasy and curious. However, now and then, someone might catch a glimpse of a UFO on land. One such case involves a driver who had an unusual encounter while making their way home. While driving on a highway, he came across a large truck that was transporting what appeared to be a UFO. Although it's unclear whether this object was an actual alien spacecraft, it did bear a remarkable resemblance to the classic description of a flying saucer. The mysterious sighting raises several questions. Is it possible that someone is transporting an authentic UFO, or is there a more mundane explanation for the sighting? Could it be a top-secret military experiment or a clever marketing stunt? Share your thoughts in the comments section.
Now, after a potentially groundbreaking discovery last year, NASA's James Webb Space Telescope is being used to investigate tentative evidence of a sign of life.
During a recent interview with the LBC network, Professor Niku Madhusudan, an astrophysicist at the University of Cambridge, discussed the possibility of finding life on the exoplanet K2-18b.
Okay, well, what would be the best result in terms of what you could find?
So there are two end member scenarios, so to speak. So we might find a very strong signal of dimethyl sulfide, showing us that robustly is there in the atmosphere of this planet. And that would be quite remarkable.
According to Professor Madhusudan, there is a 50-50 chance of discovering life on K2-18b, which is located approximately 110 light-years from Earth in the constellation Leo. K2-18b is considered a super-Earth and is believed to have a similar composition to our planet. The exoplanet orbits a red dwarf star and is positioned within the star's habitable zone where the temperature is just right for liquid water to exist. While the discovery of life on K218b would be groundbreaking, Professor Mudazadan cautions that there is still much research that needs to be done before any definitive conclusions can be drawn.
The consequences are immense because you have to realize this is the first time we are seeing an Earth-like biomarker, would be seeing if it's confirmed.
Nonetheless, the possibility of finding life beyond our solar system is an exciting prospect and one that continues to captivate the scientific community and the public alike. Wouldn't you agree? At a festival, a man was seen engaging in a physical altercation, throwing punches recklessly in the air. Most people who witnessed the event immediately assumed that he was under the influence of drugs as his behavior seemed erratic and aggressive. There were some who thought that there had to be more to his behavior. Some even suggested that there was some inexplicable force pushing him down. They argued that the force was very real and that there had to be something more sinister at play than just drug use. The circumstances surrounding the man's behavior are still unclear, and it's uncertain whether he was indeed under the influence of drugs or if there was an external factor causing his strange behavior. But what do you think? I recently stumbled upon this video that has left me questioning my own eyes. The clip shows a tree moving on a street in a residential area, and the last time I checked, trees don't exactly have legs or wings to enable them to move around. Some are suggesting that it could be a drone. However, I'm not entirely convinced by this explanation, and I'm left wondering if the video has been edited or manipulated in some way. The video appears to have been taken on a calm day with no strong winds or weather conditions that might explain the tree's movement. Additionally, the tree itself is quite large, suggesting it would take a significant amount of force to move it. While it is possible that a drone could have caused this movement, I find it difficult to believe that a small device could generate enough force to move a tree of this size. Also, the movement of the tree seems slightly unnatural, almost as if it has been animated, meaning this could be some good editing. But what do you think? CGI, drone, or perhaps the supernatural? And that brings us to the end of today's episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you haven't already. See you in the next episode. Oh yeah, before you go, are there clips and videos you think we should have featured by now that we haven't? Well, the good news is you can share them with us and we'll post them crediting you. Please send any such footage, including ones you recorded yourself, to us via classifiedcaptures@gmail.com. We'll do our thing and include it in our next episode. We can't wait to receive what you have. Share this video with someone you love, and I'll see you in the next one.